I don't like it when stuff I own gets broken. I also don't like spending a lot of money on ridiculously priced parts. In order to fix the issues I'm having with my jet ski, I'd have to purchase a new cover assembly which comes in at a whopping $550, not to mention having to wait for it to be shipped and delivered. Now, I've got places to be this afternoon, so can I come up with an acceptable fix that doesn't break the bank, is permanent, and still leaves me with time to get over to my favorite summertime establishment? Let's give it a try. Essentially, two things happen. The hood travel is limited by a shock strut damper that's terminated on both ends with an end link cap. The threads on the top cap stripped out, allowing the hood to fall forward rather forcefully. Without limited travel, the hood fell forward, putting enough strain on the plastic hinge to snap it clean off. I took a few measurements of the hinge diameter and length and headed over to the lathe. I chucked up a scrap piece of 6061 aluminum rod and started roughing out two diameters. One was to get close to the 15mm hinge diameter, the other was so I could chuck the piece in a 9/16 collet. Parting this piece off was a bit scary as I had too much stick out to do it unsupported, but I was afraid of the piece binding on the tailstock when separating, so I decided to use a hack. Literally. Not the most eloquent, but it got the job done, including a couple bonus nicks in the part from the sloppy hacksaw work. Ever since I did my V-belt drive conversion, parting on this lathe is no longer an exercise in frustration. I'll leave a link to that video for you to check out. After removing the 3-jaw and installing the collet chuck, the part was secured using a 9/16 collet and the end is faced. If you find this video helpful, please strike a like. I'd really appreciate it. I then started to bring the piece down to final diameter. This is where the collet chuck shines. I can take the part out, check the fit, and re-chuck without losing concentricity. I put a small chamfer on the end of the piece before drilling and tapping for a 1032 thread. Why 1032? Simply because that's what I had laying around. The next procedure is to bring the part to final length as well as add a step to the opposite end. This ended up being a bit of a fiddly process as I needed to cut some clearance channels in order to get the tool in there. The problem was, I didn't have a collet that would chuck a 15mm diameter, as that seemed to fall in the gray spot between 9/16 and 10/16, or 5/8. I guess I should just get a set of metric 5C collets. Good catch! Back to the hood now. I drilled out the location for the new hinge and did a test fit. Looks great! And now the install. I first fitted the hinge pin, then worked on the hood until everything lined up, finally locking it in place with the screw. I didn't take any video of installing the shock strut damper. If you'd like a video on how that's done, let me know in the comments. With this done, it's time to get back out on the water. Well, I'm really pleased with how that turned out. The fix is strong, permanent, non-corrosive, and probably costs under $1, not including the cost of the tools I used, of course. I'm sure there's many different solutions to this issue. If you have one, tell me about it in the comments. I always enjoy hearing your ideas. Well, there's a seat with my name on it, so I'm out of here. Until next time, I'm Maine Jason. Get out there and give it a try.